$27,000. That's not a down payment on a house. That's not a stock portfolio. That's not a crypto play. That is exactly how much one person wired to a complete stranger. To buy a laundromat, they had never operated a single day in their life. And right now, you're either thinking one of two things. Either, that's insane, who does that? Or, wait, could I actually do that? If you're in that second group, do not click off this video, because in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to walk you through every single dollar, month by month, of what actually happened. The revenue, the repairs, the regrets, the reality. And here's the thing, nobody else on YouTube is going to tell you. Month 3 almost ended this entire thing. But before we get there, real quick, if you're new here, this is Boring Rich, where we talk about boring businesses that quietly make real money. No hype, no gurus, just numbers. Hit that subscribe button right now, because at the end of this video, I'm revealing the one number that will tell you whether a laundromat deal is worth taking or completely walking away from. And you do not want to miss that. You ready? Let's get into it. All right, so let me paint the picture of this deal. This is a coin-operated laundromat, 14 washers, 10 dryers, located in a mid-sized strip mall in a working-class neighborhood. And that location detail matters. Working-class neighborhoods mean higher demand for laundry services. It's a fundamental utility that people can't skip, no matter what the economy does. The seller had owned it for 11 years. He was retiring. He wasn't desperate. He was just done with the day-to-day operations. Asking price, $34,000. Now, the buyer, Marcus. Marcus is an average guy with a regular 9 to 5. He had been saving for 2 years, had $31,000 liquid, and he was disciplined with his research. He spent 4 months watching listings. He wasn't looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. He was looking for a business with a proven track record that he could understand. He negotiated the seller down to $27,000. How? By asking for 12 months of actual bank statements. Marcus knew that a typed-up P&L can hide a lot of sins. Bank statements don't lie. He saw inconsistencies. Some months were great, others were questionable. He used that uncertainty as leverage and got $7,000 knocked off the price. That's a 20% discount just by doing the work. Lesson number 1, always ask for bank statements. Not just the seller's word, the deal closes. $27,000 wired, keys handed over, and now the real work begins. Month 1, Marcus is excited. He's going in every day, learning the machines, talking to the regulars. He's building rapport and seeing the business through fresh eyes. Here's the breakdown. Gross revenue, $2,840, utilities, $610, supplies, $85, insurance, $120, rent, $900, total expenses, $1,175, net profit, $1,065. That's $1,065 from a $27,000 investment. Annualized, you're looking at a 47% cash-on-cash return. That's incredible. But Marcus knew better. Month 1 is always a honeymoon. The seller was still helping out, and nothing had broken yet. Marcus was enjoying the profit, but he was waiting for the first challenge. Month 2 is where the reality of ownership sets in. Month 2, a large capacity washer breaks down mid-cycle. Customers' clothes were stuck inside. Repair cost? $380. But the real cost was the downtime. 11 days of lost revenue. That machine generated $20 a day. 11 days down meant $220 in lost revenue. Add the repair, and that's a $600 hit from just one machine. This is the part people don't post on Instagram. Month 2, net profit, just $320. Marcus told me that was the first time I questioned everything. He was tired, he was out $600, and the business was suddenly making him almost nothing. But he asked one critical question. Is this a pattern or an event? A broken machine is an event. It ends. Low revenue is a pattern. Marcus realized the revenue was still there. The machines just needed care. Month 3 was the one that almost ended it. The main water heater failed. A total replacement was required immediately. Cost, $1,400. That was 70% of Marcus's emergency reserve fund. Then the same week, the city sent a notice for a mandatory plumbing inspection. Between the fee and a minor violation fix, another $540 was gone. In 1 week, Marcus was out nearly $2,000. Month 3 net profit, negative $210. He was paying for the privilege of owning a laundromat. Most people would have listed the business for sale that week. They would have panicked. Marcus called the previous owner. He found out the water heater was original and the last major capital expense. With a new heater and city sign-off, Marcus was actually in the strongest position yet. Month 4, no major repairs. Marcus did something smart. He raised prices by 25 cents on the triple load washers. Nobody left. That small change added $180 a month in pure revenue. Think about that. A 25-cent hike across 2 machines with high volume. That's how you scale. It's not about huge changes, it's about micro-optimizations that compound over time. Month 4, net 1,280. Month 5. Marcus ran a promotion. Free dryer cycle with a paid wash every Tuesday. Foot traffic on Tuesdays spiked 34%, but the real win was the habit loop it created for customers. Once customers find a clean, reliable laundromat, they stay. Tuesday visitors started coming back on weekends too. By the end of month 5, Marcus was netting $1,390 a month. He was finally profitable. Month 6, Marcus lands a small recurring contract with a local Airbnb host. 4 properties needing weekly linen washing. $280 a month guaranteed revenue. This is how you build a floor for your business. That contract, plus the optimized pricing and foot traffic, pushed the net profit to $1,120 in month 6. He was spending just 4 hours a week on the business now. He had built a real asset. 6 months total, $5,665 net on a $27,000 investment. That's a 21% return in half a year. Show me any stock or real estate deal that provides that kind of cash-on-cash velocity. I'll wait. If you annualize that, you're looking at over 40%. This is the beauty of boring wealth. It's not flashy, but the numbers are undeniable. But let's talk about the risks nobody mentions. This is not passive income. Marcus spent 10 hours a week early on. Vandalism, water damage, and competition are real threats. If you aren't willing to manage these, don't buy a laundromat. You need to underwrite these risks before you wire a single dollar. Know your neighborhood, know your equipment, and know your competition. The profit is the reward for the management. Now, the most important number in any laundromat deal, the payback period. This is the simple math that determines if a deal is a home run or a disaster. Here is the formula. Take the purchase price and divide it by your average monthly net profit. For Marcus, $27,000 divided by roughly $1,200 average net, ignoring the outlier month 3. That's 22.5 months. In under 2 years, Marcus gets his entire $27,000 back and still owns the cash-flowing asset. My rule? Look for 30 months or less. If it's over 36 months, walk away. The risk is too high. Marcus isn't stopping here. He's already looking for his second location. Because once you have the system down, you can replicate it. That's how you go from one side hustle to a portfolio. Imagine having 3 of these, each netting $2,500. That's $4,500 a month in extra income for about 10 hours of management a week. That's the power of boring businesses. They scale quietly. It's not about the $27,000. It's about the cash flow and the equity building. Marcus now has options. He could quit his job, or he could use that cash flow to buy even more assets. Freedom is the goal. This is the long game. It's about buying assets that pay for your lifestyle. Most people buy liabilities. Marcus bought an asset. Which one are you going to do? Think about it. But here is the real kicker. The exit value. 6 months later, with $1,700 a month in net profit, this business is now worth significantly more than the $27,000 Marcus paid for it. Let's do the math. Standard laundromat multiples are 3 to 4 times annual net. At $20,000 a year in profit, Marcus is looking at a $60,000 to $80,000 asset. He has more than doubled his initial net worth in 6 months. He could sell today and walk away with a massive gain, or he could keep the cash flow and keep building. This is the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Which one do you want? Scaling secrets. Don't reinvent the wheel. Replicate the system. Marcus's next laundromat will be easier because he already has the repair tech, the supplies, and the promotion strategy. It's a template for wealth. Wealth isn't about being busy, it's about being free. Boring businesses provide the foundation for that freedom. Once you have 5 boring assets, your life changes forever. No more 9 to 5, just systems. So, $27,000 in. 6 months later, $5,665 back. A business that's growing, a system that's tightening. That is what boring wealth looks like. If this video helped you, hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you haven't, because next week I'm breaking down an actual biz buy sell listing live. And I'll tell you in the first 60 seconds whether it's a deal or a disaster. You don't want to miss it. And drop a comment below. Tell me, would you put $27,000 into a laundromat? Yes or no? And why? I read every single one. Your insights help the whole boring rich community. Thanks for watching. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Remember, wealth is built one boring business at a time. I'll see you in the next one. Stay boring, stay rich.